Welcome to the No Plan B podcast. My name is René Weimann. With me, as always, my co-host Joe Esberry, and our guest of today's episode is Shore Adenekan, sitting right now in Coburg. Joe, please give us an intro. Take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you talk about the big dude with the NBA body, the dude that will slap your shit to half court, buddy. Don't come in there weak. Don't come in there weak with big shores underneath the basket. What's happening, brother? How you doing?
Good, man. Good. I appreciate you guys having me on the podcast.
No problem, bro. Hey, man, we're happy to have you as our guest, bro. So let's get into it, man. How did this wonderful pro basketball journey start? And before we get started, let me say this, man. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations, because we get into it a little bit later, but I also, back in the days when I was a pro, man, I had a really a horrible injury, man. I went up for a dunk, and basically my hand exploded. And, you know, the doctor told me that I wouldn't be able to play again, wouldn't be able to use my hand again. And I fought back, man. I fought back and I came back. So, and I know that you fought back too through a lot of things, man. And I'm really proud of you, bro. So first and foremost, shout out to that and congratulations on that, bro.
Appreciate it.
Real talk. So let's get into it, man. So how did the pro basketball dream begin? Where did this big journey start?
Boy, so before I got into basketball, I was a football player, soccer, as you would say in the States. I was playing soccer pretty much my whole youth school time. And around about 15, I realized I was like hella tall. Like I was like 6'6" at the time. And I played basketball here and there. My family members would be like, why are you not playing basketball? Look how big you are. Look at your size and everything. And so around 15, 16, I started to play a little bit more. And then I had an injury. I was doing high jump for my school and track and field. And I ruptured my patellar tendon, and then that was pretty much it for like my playing sports. And then I finished secondary school, and then I got to my A level, which is like college time, and I started to play a little bit more again, to pick up basketball a little bit more again. And then friends of mine was still telling me like, okay, now you really need to like take it more seriously. And then I was lucky because I went to a college where the Great Britain assistant coach, he had like an academy, and he had seen me like just warming up, and I was like dunking and like I was doing athletical stuff. Yeah. And he was like before the game even started, he came up to me. He was like, "What's your name?" I told him, and he was like, "Yeah, how tall are you? Like, how long have you been playing basketball for?" Then that's how the conversation started between me and him. And then this is before the game even started. And then he was like, "Yeah," like he gave me his contact details. And the game we played the game, whatever. I was really raw, so I had no skill. All I could do was jump, and I was like 6'8". And then after the game, I was talking to some of the guys, and they were like telling me, they were pretty much recruiting me. And I remember going home and telling my parents, like I was hella excited. I was like, it's like I had a new life to me. And I was telling my parents like, yo, the Great Britain coach approached me today, and he's telling me I have a big potential, like I can make it in basketball. And my parents, they were really happy for me. Like they were also excited when I told them the news, and they were like, if this is something you want to do, then go ahead. You have our support. And from that day on, so like 15, 16, I took it. I ran with it, and yeah, that's a late stage to start playing basketball, like seriously in a serious environment. And yeah, man, I was just lucky to even like take it to where I got to. And from then on, I went to some tryouts for like national league teams, and another coach, his name is Sam Stiller. He had a connection with a junior college coach who was also from Manchester in the north of England, and he was telling him like, oh, I have a guy here. He's 6'8", he's athletic. He has a lot of potential to play in the States. And yeah, he got in contact with him, and the coach from junior college, his name is Chris Haslam. He was contacting me after that and telling me like that he would like to have me on a scholarship to play in junior college in Colorado. And he had seen some highlight tapes from myself, and yeah, the interest picked up. And when I tell you, he was calling my house phone at the time, like he was like every day, like nonstop. Yeah. Sometimes twice a day, and he would talk to me. He would talk to my parents. He would talk to like my brothers. Like, yo, we want you to come. We want you to come. We want to come. He was really persistent. And then at that point, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna take this thing to the next step and go to America. And he was like, this happened for like a whole year, like everyday conversations, like what he could provide me, where I'm gonna be staying, what I'm gonna be doing when I get there, how we're gonna practice, the opportunities that can come after this. And yeah, the next summer I was there. I went to the junior college in Colorado, Lamar Community College, like 3 hours from Denver. This was like in the middle of nowhere.
Nice.
And
keep you focused on basketball, homie.
yeah. It was strictly basketball, and I was there for 2 years. 2 years junior college, and then yeah, you went then like when you're in junior college, they have these like camps, and I forgot what it's called. Jamboree, I think it's called.
Yeah. For sure.
And yeah. And then the head coach from Seattle, Cameron Dollar, and the assistant coach, Darren Talley, they saw me at the Jamboree, and yeah, they was interested in me and myself and my potential. And you know how it is in the States, like when you're in college, like they love big guys that can run, jump, block shots, finish up the rim strong. And yeah, so when I was in junior college, I developed all these things. Like I developed my game I was lifting. Before I got to the States, I was like 210, maybe if that. And then by the time I finished junior college, I gained like 20 pounds. They put me on a diet. They put me on a weight diet. They put me on hella food. I remember eating pancakes every day. Like going to family houses. They'll take it to family houses. The good home cooked meals. I remember eating like Thanksgiving meals, but I was eating that like regularly, like
for sure.
your cornbreads, your sweet potato pies, and yeah, that was my diet the whole time I was in junior college. And then when I got to Seattle, I took it to another step, and yeah, man, that was the beginning of my playing days in America. And yeah, brings me to today, 4 or 5 years, 6 years now later, playing professionally in Sweden, Slovakia, and now in Germany. And I remember talking to you about, I think it was 2015. I just graduated from college, and you was like, you hit me up and was talking about like, oh, you have an agency, and
Right.
I remember that. And
That's it.
there's opportunities to play in Germany. They would like you out there, and
For
and
sure.
funny enough, a couple years later, I ended up in Germany, and then we started to communicate even more then. So
Yeah, man. That's
yeah,
such a beautiful journey, man. And yeah, let me put
yeah,
that out there for the listeners because, oh yeah, I was recruiting Big Shore hard, man. I wanted him for Max Sports to jump on our team and jump on our agency. And let me
yeah,
put this out there for the listeners, man. The beautiful thing is, back in the days when I'll never forget when I was playing in the NBA Summer League in San Francisco, and there was a scout there, and he came up to me. And he said, hey, man, Asbury, you know something? He said, you're really a high flyer, man. You got NBA athletic ability, but you're too skinny. You don't have the NBA body. And it always stuck in my head when he said that, NBA body. So when I was recruiting, I was going through all these different, because I always recruit West Coast guys anyway. So when I first saw your footage, as soon as I saw you play, I said, oh, my God, this dude got the NBA body. He blocking shots. You know how much I love dunks. And you was dunking on everybody. So, yeah, I was stalking him too, ladies and gentlemen. I was stalking Short too.
I was on the radar, I was on the radar.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, let me let Renee jump in there because you said something that was really interesting that you used to high jump. And Renee actually trains track and field athletes now. So I know he's got some great questions for you. Jump on in there, homie.
Okay.
Yeah, before we get into that high jump part, first of all, I wanted to ask you, because it just came to my mind during your story. First of all, you said you came into basketball pretty late, but you have had a very sports-oriented background before because you played football or soccer, how American guys say, and probably a lot of other things. You just have been the kid that was outside playing around, trying a lot of different things. Would you say it was beneficial to your whole development as an athlete? And because nowadays you see so many sport-specific training facilities for pro sports, they start to push those children like at the age of 10 or 12 here in Germany with football, with soccer especially. Like they put these kids into these facilities with 10 or 12 or 14 years, and they just do football all the time, every day. And a lot of them, they drop out because of injury, because of a very like they only move in this way. They do not experience movement, and they tend to have a lot more injuries. Would you say it was beneficial for you to probably had that type of overall athletic experience before you got into a sport-specific environment?
Right. Yeah, 100%. As a child, I remember my parents always took me to, as a little child, like around 6, 7 years old, they always took me to go swimming. That was my first experience of actually doing any kind of sports. I was swimming, and I loved it. I loved swimming. And then after that, so I was good at swimming. So I won many awards, and I think that actually started my competitive drive, because I love to win. I love to win when I was competing, and whenever I didn't win, I was upset. So swimming was my first like passion, and then after that, I started to do some tennis. My father always took me to go tennis, and also I was interested in track and field. So like all these like sports, I think they give you coordination and like hand-eye coordination and a different kind of fitness, and I feel like it works your mind in a different kind of way, which can prepare you for other sports, as not just basketball, also football. Like, and this is the thing. I have a son now, and this is the thing. Like, I'm gonna definitely have him, do as a like when he's growing up, not just focus on just one sport, and have him like do outdoor, maybe like I heard like I've done some research, and I heard like gymnastics is actually also good for kids, like coordination and footwork and flexibility, and these are things that people shouldn't take for granted. And I'm thankful for my parents for investing their time and taking me to these sports events and etc. Because that also plays a big part.
Yeah, I think kids just should have fun. And what I also heard is like trampoline sport should be great for young kids. And there's just so much you can do, and they should just experience those things and not just pulled into something. And you said you also did track and field. Like, what was your main event? What did you enjoy, like sprinting or jumping?
Yeah. Sprints was my thing.
What was your best 100-meter time?
I want to say I can't remember exactly. I want to say like 12 seconds.
Okay, at the
which
age of
16. I was like 15, 16 around that time. Yeah,
it's quite good.
Yeah. I was one of the best in my one of the best in my school, and then, I think track and field also helps a lot with, like if you can sprint, if you're a really good sprinter. I think this also, like when you're running the floor as a basketball player, it helps, like the quick twitch in your muscles, and being able to like sprint the floor, get back, slide on defense, and these things also help with basketball.
And as Joe said, I train a few track and field athletes, some of them on a quite good level, like some of the best in Germany here. And what I also saw is I always try, especially in winter, we do not do the indoor season, because in winter I want to give them some other experiences. Even with those who are at an age where you would professionally train probably 10 months or 11 months a year, where you train your hurdles or your high jump technique and those things, I tell them, let's not do that. Let's not walk that way. Let's just take the winter for building some other athletic performance, to build speed, to build strength, to have fun, to play some games, to play basketball, to play football, to do all of those things. Because like whenever, like I remember some years ago with one girl who's a really good high and triple jumper now here in Germany. She also went to taekwondo, to soccer, and to some other sports when she was young. And every coach just wanted to have her because she was able to do anything. And then it was somehow not so good to send her everywhere, because she would just be pulled apart by everyone. And I just said I made my own training system, which is very versatile, very much movement based, a lot of different things all time, so they get the best of everything in one. And so far we have had great athletes coming out of that system. And the whole thing is developing every year, and it will be very interesting how that looks like in a couple of years. Probably we'll have first athletes who go to international championships or Olympic Games. Like, I'm very confident, and it's cool because and this is the thing, and that's why I was talking about this all the time. I'm a very big believer in teaching youth athletes a variety of movements instead of focusing on sport-specific movement too early.
That's a great direction, and I agree with that 100%. And that's something I want to instill in my children also. Like, not just to focus on just the one specific sport. You need to focus on like being diverse in your movements, and not just
for sure. And let me say this. I mean, a lot of times I don't like to talk about injuries because, knock on wood, it's like I mean, in my playing days, all my guys, everyone, we love the sport, and we know that there's always that risk of injury. But I really want to motivate the young people that are out there, because, it's just a risk, and it's also a part of sports. And we don't have to, let's not get specifically into your injury, but I want to talk about the mindset, because I can imagine how you felt knowing that, when you first got hurt, you're sitting there and you're watching your team. And don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on any teammates, but it's just like, I know how you play the game with passion. You don't take plays off. You know, you can dunk on people. You can block shots and rebound, grab the ball, go coast to coast. And when you're sitting there injured and you can't do these things, and not hate, like I said, let me back up, not hating on teammates, but it's just that when you see teammates off or not doing what you can do, let's talk about that mindset, about how much that really hurts you mentally, that you can't help.
Yeah, that's amongst everything you go through, that's like the toughest part. It's like the mental aspect of coming back from an injury. Like it's the rehab and everything is it's like daunting. It's like it can get really boring. It can get repetitive, and mentally staying on course, especially an Achilles tear is like, that's probably one of the worst injuries you can have as a basketball player. It's like your wheels, and so the injury was last November, and it's been like 10 months until I could really like fully practice after the surgery. So it was a long 10 months, very long, and mentally, because of the Corona situation, it wasn't so tough, because after the injury, until I could start walking again, that's when I went back to watch the game. So it was like 2 or 3 months after that, and then the Corona situation happened, and then everything was just locked off. So I was pretty much in my crib, and then going to rehab every day. And the birth of my son, I had my son in January, the end of January. So it could have been worse. It could have been a worse situation. And I'm just grateful for the support I had with my girl and my family. And man, the rehab every day, you have to see like the light at the end of the tunnel, and the drive and your why. Like, you have to know your why. Like, why did you decide to start playing the game, and keep yourself motivated to keep going to the rehab. And that's the mental challenge. The mental challenges you have to face.
That's beautiful, man. Well, welcome back, bro. Glad to have you back. I love your game. I love the way you dunk on people. And let's talk about the gymnastics, because I know your son. I can see the future. A lot of people don't know that about Big Slim. I can see the future. So I can see your son being about 6'10", 260 pounds, ripped on the pommel horse, doing gymnastics, turning these, you know what I mean? Getting that gold medal. How's fatherhood feel for you, bro?
It's amazing, man. It's a big blessing. Like I said, like he was born like during my recovery stage, so I got to spend so much time with him, like, and watch him just grow. And he's about to be 11 months this month, and man, it was an amazing feeling, and he's already bigger than kids that are double his age. He's already bigger than them. He's already walking. He's already. I have to get him the basketball rim. I got him the basketball rim. He's already slamming it inside, putting the ball inside.
It's on, bro.
Yeah, we trying to.
It's on, man.
Right now, he's with the grandparents, and they're doing a great job with him. They're really doing a great job with, like, they're into music, so they got him on the piano. He's working his hands, I got him to work his fingers, get his fingers and everything right. And then when he can start running, that's when Daddy gonna take him on the wing and start, we're gonna start the big stuff.
Exactly, bro. And like I say, that's why basically during the pandemic, I told Renee that I was going to clean up my diet. The last lockdown, I didn't eat clean, and this lockdown, I'm eating completely clean. I'm veggie man, because me and your son actually have a verbal agreement that in 10 years I'm going to be his agent. So, you know, so that's why I had to clean up my diet. You know what I'm saying? Jump in there, Renee. Jump in there, bro.
That's awesome, Joe. It's great. Yeah, it's cool if when like was he born this year or last year in January?
He was born this January. Yeah.
What's his birthday?
22nd of January.
22nd. My birthday is 21st. That's what I was because you just said 11 months. That's interesting. That's cool. Just as a side note. Yeah, as we already said, like kids should explore movement and they should go through all of that. And yeah. How's the situation right now? You in Coburg Pro B?
Right.
Is the league is still going on from what I know? It's because I think from first, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong. From first Regio, first Regionalliga, everything down there is paused now because of lockdown. BBL, Pro A, Pro B is still running.
They're still, we're still playing, yeah.
Like, how's the situation? Probably a lot of people are interested. What are the restrictions? Like, what do you have to do? Do you get tested more often than others? What's the whole regimen right now around practice? I guess you still practice almost every day, I believe. Like, explain the situation. It's very interesting for the listeners, I think.
So right now, I'm actually not officially on the roster. Because of the Corona situation and me coming back. I didn't sign my contract, my official license contract. I haven't signed it yet because of the Corona situation. I need to do the testing and everything first, but I can do like individual training and stuff, and use the weight room. But yeah, I'm still waiting on the full-time contract. But from what I'm understanding is. So the players have to get tested every week, and we have to stay in like our own little bubble, like the NBA. And the players like have a restriction. You can't, meet in large numbers and try and stay social distancing. And when we enter the gym, we have to wear the mask and everything. And when we travel, we can't travel with the fans, and no fans can come to the game, and the restrictions are pretty tough and really strict. And now they've done a second lockdown now, so we can't use public facilities for the gym, but we have a gym in our training facility, so we have to use that right now until everything's open again. And that's what it is right now. Yeah,
tough times for sure, but it's gonna be all good, man. And shout out to your Nigerian brothers, man, because I just I got a young Nigerian who I helped. He was playing for me here in Berlin, and he was averaging 30 points a game, athletic, running, blocking shots, dunking. And so I told him, I said, hey, man, now it's time to step your game up. And I helped him go to play in the NBBL. So now he got a shot at, he went to Braunschweig, and he's just going to keep working. And I see a bright future for him. And, of course, his dream is to get paid to do what he loves to do. So, yeah, man. So when he sees this is going to motivate him. You know what I mean?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Your bros.
I think I know what you're talking about. Is that Rupee?
Yeah. No, Ruby's one of them. There's four of them. Okay. All four of them went to the same team. Okay. My guy's name is Dami, but Ruby's one of them too. Yeah, Ruby's a baller. They can ball, bro.
Yeah,
and all four of them, they all went to the same team, so they got the Nigerian connection, bro.
Okay.
Beautiful. Shout out to Coach Nico. Coach Nico knows what he's doing over there, man. He's like, I got to plug into the Nigerian connection, and they're all ballers. Got a great team.
Word.
Yeah, man. Good.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to hear that, man. There's a lot of potential in Germany, and with how the like the first league team and how they have the farmer teams, how the program is set up is really interesting. And I see a lot of talent coming up for sure.
Yeah, nice.
A lot of talent coming up.
Anything you want to add to that, Renee?
No, it's great. And I also think like Germany in basketball and in general has a lot of potential to develop for
For
developing good
sure.
athletes and everything. And
For
yeah,
sure.
it was great talking to you. Thank you very much for taking the time to be with us here today to spread your message and your story. Um, I think it was very insightful, and we spoke about, like, it was great to talk about this whole youth development thing, and um, it might just give some you know, there are so many kids that are frustrated when they're probably at the age of 14, 15, they still haven't found their way into sports, and they're struggling with mentally with
Yeah.
these things. And it's like, it's not too late when you think of
It's
others,
not.
and you can make so many decisions. And how I always love to tell my kids that I train, even if you don't make it to the absolute professional level, if it was your desire, I would still say, you set your goals for yourself. This doesn't have to be something like Olympics or NBA or whatever. If you reach your own goals, sport teaches you a very valuable lesson that with a lot of work and
Yes.
dedication, you can just reach your goals, and this will help you everywhere in life, no matter what you're doing in
Exactly.
your 20s,
All
30s.
aspects.
And yeah, it was great that we, like, I think this is the first stage to just recognize kids should move around, they should have fun, and then they will find their way, and it will be, everything will be good in the end. And it was great
Yeah.
talking to you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Hey, we
So, Joe,
appreciate you,
anything
my
from
man.
you?
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. Sure, appreciate you, bro. And you know, as you well know, I'm a natural born hustler. I'm always recruiting. So you know, good luck with down in the future, and hopefully everything works out with you in Coburg. And if it doesn't work out, then I'm also recruiting you and your son as a package deal, and we're gonna get you a job. It's not a problem, bro.
Yeah.
Trust me on this one. Thanks for coming
Appreciate
on,
that,
bro.
Joe.